She's already replaced you, but not with who you think. It started weeks ago, maybe months, while she still smiled across the table pretending nothing had changed. Her heart moved out long before her body did. And tonight, I'll show you the 10 signs that prove it. But first, subscribe to this channel, because after what you hear, you'll never look at silence the same way again. Like this video if you're ready for the truth most men can't handle. And tell me in the comments, what city are you watching from? Let's see how far this truth travels. Sign 1. The sudden calm. When peace feels like rehearsal, you think things have finally quieted down. No arguments, no complaints, no tension in her voice. It almost feels peaceful, but it's not. It's rehearsal. She's practicing her goodbye one silence at a time. That calm you feel isn't connection. It's disconnection disguised as maturity. A woman doesn't stop fighting because she's content. She stops because she's already decided the fight isn't worth it anymore. Notice how her tone has changed. Soft, detached, almost professional. She agrees too easily now. She says, "You're right," just to end the conversation, not to mend it. When you tell her something that used to spark an opinion, she only nods. That's not agreement. That's emotional withdrawal. Watch the small details. Her phone stays face down during dinner, but she's not hiding messages. She's hiding distance. She laughs at your jokes, but her eyes don't. Her good night sounds like punctuation, not affection. And when you ask what's wrong, she says, "Nothing, I'm fine," with a smile so calm it makes your stomach twist. That's not peace. That's her detaching with grace. Here's the psychology. Before women leave physically, they leave emotionally. They stop engaging, stop reacting, stop letting you affect their mood. Why? Because feeling nothing is easier than feeling guilty. She's quietly building emotional armor so that when she walks away, it won't hurt as much. And you sense it, that strange comfort that doesn't feel comforting. The air between you feels polite, not warm. You tell yourself it's just a phase, that she's tired, that work is stressful. But deep down, you already know. You just don't want to name it, because once you name it, you can't unsee it. This calm before the storm is not mercy, it's a signal. It's her way of fading without drama, of preparing both of you for the ending she's already accepted. She's rehearsing her silence, so when the real goodbye comes, it won't sound foreign. But don't mistake this quiet for closure, because peace isn't her final act. The next sign doesn't whisper, it changes her voice entirely. Sign 2. The shift in tone, politeness replaces warmth. It starts small, so small you almost miss it. Her words are still kind, but the warmth is gone. The woman who used to tease you, laugh mid-sentence, and fill the room with her energy, now speaks like she's addressing a colleague. Her tone becomes careful, measured, distant. That's not respect. That's emotional retreat wearing a polite smile. You'll notice it in her texts first. The exclamation marks vanish. The playful emojis disappear. "Hey babe" turns into "hey." "Can't wait to see you" becomes "sure." Those short, polite replies aren't laziness, they're disconnection. When affection dies, communication turns transactional. And it's not just in messages, it's in conversations too. She used to talk with rhythm, letting her emotions carry the moment. Now she edits herself mid-thought, choosing words like she's afraid to reveal too much. She's not being careful with you. She's being careful with herself. Every polite tone is a boundary. Every softened answer is her saying, "You don't get that part of me anymore." Here's the psychology. Women use warmth as currency. When she's emotionally invested, her tone glows. When she's withdrawing, her voice chills. Politeness becomes her shield. It keeps her guilt hidden and her distance justified. She tells herself she's being mature. But maturity has nothing to do with it. It's the language of detachment. You might even hear her say things like, "You deserve someone who understands you," or, I don't want to argue anymore. Those sound noble, but underneath, they're exit lines rehearsed to sound harmless. It's how she gives herself permission to leave without looking cruel. You'll feel it most when you talk about something emotional. She won't argue. She'll deflect. She won't comfort. She'll comment. Her words will sound right, but they'll land hollow. And when you point it out, she'll smile and say, "I'm just trying to be calm." No, she's not calm. She's gone. Because once her tone changes, her heart already has. And if you think that polite distance is the worst part, you're wrong. The next sign hides behind something far more deceptive: sweetness. Sign 3, the guilt-driven sweetness. Suddenly, she's nice again. Not just nice, extra nice. She remembers your favorite meal, compliments your shirt, even laughs at your old jokes as if she just rediscovered you. For a moment, you feel relieved. You think, maybe we're getting back to normal. But this isn't love making a comeback. This is guilt trying to clean its conscience. You'll notice it comes in waves. One day she's warm, affectionate, almost glowing. The next she's distant again, cold, distracted, unreachable. That's not moodiness. That's internal warfare. She's trying to balance the weight of her guilt with gestures of kindness, hoping it'll quiet the voice in her head that says she's already halfway out the door. Watch for the overcorrections, the sudden thoughtfulness, the "I made your favorite dinner" that comes out of nowhere after days of tension, or the "You've been working so hard, let me take care of you" that feels rehearsed, not heartfelt. It's her way of compensating, of saying sorry for something she hasn't admitted yet. Psychologically, guilt makes people perform goodness. When someone betrays their own values, they try to restore balance through exaggerated kindness. It's not a gift, it's a confession. A woman who suddenly treats you better for no clear reason is often trying to convince herself she's still a good person. You'll sense the disconnect in her eyes. The warmth feels mechanical. Her touch lingers a second too long, like she's trying to remind herself she still cares. And when you thank her, she smiles, not with pride, but with relief, because for that moment her guilt feels lighter. But it never lasts. That sweetness burns out quickly, replaced by fatigue, avoidance, or silence. Because pretending to care is exhausting, and sooner or later, she'll stop pretending altogether. Here's the cruel part. The sweeter she gets, the closer she is to leaving. The gifts, the smiles, the small talk, they're all her way of saying goodbye without using the word. So don't let the sudden kindness fool you. It's not healing. It's hiding. And when that false warmth fades, what replaces it will sting far worse. Because the next sign isn't about affection at all. It's about attention. And who's getting it now? Sign 4, the emotional reallocation. When her attention finds a new home. At first, it seems harmless. She's just busier, more distracted, maybe even inspired. New hobbies, new friends, new projects that never quite existed before. But what's really happening is emotional migration. The slow, quiet process of transferring her energy from you to somewhere else. And by the time you notice, the shift has already taken root. You'll hear it in her stories. There's a new name that keeps slipping in. A coworker, a trainer, a friend from the gym. The name shows up casually, harmlessly, like it doesn't matter. But it does, because repetition reveals attachment. The person she mentions most often is usually the one she's thinking about when she's silent. And when she starts sharing her frustrations, her victories, or her jokes with someone else before sharing them with you, that's the real sign. She's building an emotional refuge outside your relationship. It's not always romantic. Sometimes it's just validation, a new listener who makes her feel interesting again. But make no mistake, emotional energy is finite. What she gives there, she no longer has for you. Psychologically, women redirect emotional investment before they ever admit dissatisfaction. It's a coping mechanism, a way to protect their hearts from confrontation by feeding connection elsewhere. She'll call it friendship, self-growth, or networking. But behind those words is a quiet shift in loyalty. You'll notice she becomes harder to reach. Not because she's avoiding you, but because she's preoccupied, mentally living in another conversation. Her reactions to you flatten, her curiosity fades, her laughter delays. It's not that she stopped caring, it's that her emotional bandwidth is already occupied. The cruelest part, she won't even realize she's doing it. Emotional reallocation feels like freedom to her, but to you, it feels like being replaced by a ghost. And when you try to bring it up, she'll shrug, saying, "You're overthinking." But deep down, you'll know, you're not competing with another man yet. Just another world she's building without you. Because once a woman's heart finds a new home, her body only stays behind out of habit. But habit won't hold her for long. The next sign is how she learns to justify leaving you. Sign 5, the excuse factory. Work ran late again. It always starts with logic. She's busy, she's tired, she's overwhelmed. You nod because it sounds reasonable. And that's exactly why it works. Excuses are the softest lies, the kind that sound like truth because they used to be. But when they start multiplying, when every missed call or cancelled plan comes wrapped in a neatly packaged explanation, you're no longer hearing reality. You're hearing her escape plan rehearsed in real time. Work ran late. My friend needed to talk. The gym was crowded tonight, each one plausible, none alarming on its own. But listen to the pattern. When life suddenly fills up with endless obligations that all exclude you, she's not managing her time, she's managing her distance. Notice how every excuse comes with a tone of irritation, like your simple question is an accusation. That's guilt talking. When someone's story is real, it flows naturally. When it's not, it arrives with tension, because deep down, she's defending the lie even as she tells it. Here's the psychology. Women avoid direct confrontation, not because they're afraid, but because they crave control. Excuses let her withdraw without conflict. They're her emotional smoke bombs, just enough confusion to make you back off while she rearranges her priorities behind the curtain. You'll see the signs stack up in the small details. The sudden late meetings that never existed before. The girls' nights that don't include pictures anymore. The way she puts her phone face down and says, "It's just work, you wouldn't care." That's not privacy, that's preparation. The worst part is how polite it all sounds. You can't accuse someone of being busy. You can only watch as she rewrites your place in her schedule, one polite excuse at a time. But don't chase explanations. Every time you push for the truth, she'll tighten her story and cast you as the problem. Too needy. Too suspicious. That's the brilliance of the excuse factory. It turns your pain into her proof that leaving is justified. So pay attention. Not to what she says, but to how easily she says it. Because the next sign isn't about what she's doing. It's about what she's saying about you. Sign 6. The critique phase, turning you into the villain. It starts with little jabs, the kind that sound like jokes but sting a bit too much. Suddenly, everything you do seems to annoy her. The way you breathe, the way you drive, even the way you laugh at your own jokes. What used to make her smile now earns a sigh or an eye roll. And before you realize it, you've become the villain in a story you didn't even know she was writing. She'll frame it as honesty. She'll say things like, "I'm just being real with you," or "You've changed." But what's really happening is emotional justification. She's rewriting her guilt into a narrative where you're the problem. Because if you're flawed enough, she can feel better about leaving. Psychologically, this is called projection through devaluation. When someone feels guilty or conflicted, they project their discomfort outward. Instead of facing their own betrayal or emotional withdrawal, they convince themselves that you caused it. Her mind is trying to balance the scales, and criticism becomes the currency. Pay attention to the tone. It's not passion. It's contempt disguised as feedback. You'll hear comparisons that feel offhand. Why can't you be more like? Or, other men know how to. Those aren't suggestions. They're emotional distance in disguise. She's lowering your value to ease her conscience. You might try harder to please her, to prove her wrong, to remind her who you were together. But the more effort you make, the more she'll pull away, because the problem isn't your behavior. It's her need to feel justified in walking away. Gossip-style detail. She'll start mentioning how someone at work actually listens, or a friend said the same thing. These tiny name drops aren't random. They're validation anchors, small emotional backups that make her criticism feel righteous. And when you finally call her out, she'll flip the script. You're too sensitive. That's not feedback. That's gaslighting dressed as calm reason. Because once she turns you into the villain, she doesn't have to feel guilty for leaving the story. But the real twist isn't her criticism, it's what comes after. When guilt can't find relief through blame, it hides behind sweetness. Sign 7. The subtle substitution. Just a friend. Energy. She swears it's nothing. He's just a friend. We only talk about work. You're overreacting. But what she won't admit, maybe not even to herself, is that this friend has become her emotional replacement. It always starts small. Casual chats, harmless jokes, a quick lunch that turns into a running habit. What she used to share with you, her frustrations, her dreams, her laughter, she's now sharing somewhere else. You'll feel it before you ever see it. Her energy changes. The warmth that once belonged to you now feels redirected, like a light that's been tilted toward a different face. She's still physically there, but her emotional presence has been outsourced. Notice the new language. She's picked up phrases she never used before, the way she texts, her humor, even her rhythm, all subtly influenced by someone else. That's not coincidence. That's emotional imitation, the quiet way people absorb the energy of whoever currently fascinates them. Here's the psychology. When emotional bonds weaken in one area, the heart searches for connection elsewhere. Women rarely let themselves feel empty, so they unconsciously fill that space. And the one who listens, validates, or simply feels new becomes the placeholder for her fading affection. It's not always physical. Often it's worse. Emotional intimacy is the first kind of betrayal that can't be undone. You'll know it's happening when she suddenly stops sharing details about her day with you, but still talks about how crazy work's been. Translation: she's already shared the story once, with someone who reacted the way she wanted you to. Gossip-style clue: you'll overhear a new name, said too casually, see a notification she quickly clears, or notice how she smiles at her phone, but never tells you why. These are not accidents. They're echoes of a connection being formed behind your back, in broad daylight, and when you ask, she'll look offended, maybe even disgusted that you'd accuse her of something so small. But that denial isn't protection, it's preservation. She's protecting the new source of her validation, because once her heart starts speaking another language, you can't translate it back. And the next sign, that's when she learns to turn the blame on you for even noticing. Sign 8. The gaslight glow-up. When blame becomes her shield. Suddenly, you're the problem. Every question you ask, every concern you raise, somehow turns into an accusation against you. You notice she's more secretive with her phone, but when you bring it up, she sighs. Why are you so insecure? You ask who she was with, and she snaps, do you not trust me? In a single move, she flips the spotlight, and now you're the one defending yourself. That's not confusion, that's strategy. When someone starts feeling guilty, they need to rewrite the story to survive in it. Gaslighting becomes the script. It's not always malicious. Sometimes it's pure self-preservation. By making you doubt your instincts, she keeps her secret world intact. And the cruelest part? You start questioning your sanity while she plays the calm, reasonable one. Watch for the tone. She's no longer angry. She's condescendingly composed. That's emotional superiority, a weapon dressed as patience. She'll use phrases like, "You're overreacting," or "You always think the worst." It sounds mature, but it's psychological sleight of hand. She's reframing your awareness as paranoia. And once that seed is planted, you start watering it yourself. Gossip-style detail, her friends start echoing her phrases. "She said you've been acting different lately." "She told us you've been distant." Congratulations, the narrative's already been pre-sold. When you finally confront her, she's calm because she's already rehearsed your scene with her audience. Here's the psychology. Guilt hates exposure. When you get too close to the truth, she doesn't defend the facts, she defends the illusion. The more you chase honesty, the more she hides behind her new favorite word, boundaries. It's the modern shield for avoidance. You'll start apologizing for things you didn't do just to stop the emotional chaos. And she'll accept the apology like a queen accepting tribute, gracious, distant, untouchable. That's when you know she's no longer fighting for the relationship, only fighting to look right. But don't mistake her calm for control. It's panic disguised as confidence. She's not winning the argument, she's protecting the lie. Because when guilt turns into gaslight, truth becomes her enemy. And the next sign? That's when she stops needing to lie altogether, because she's already found a quieter way to disappear. Sign 9, the digital fade out. When her screen speaks louder than her words. She's online, always online. You see her posting, liking, commenting. Her world looks lively, connected, full of energy. But when it comes to you, there's only silence. Your messages sit on read. Your calls go unanswered for hours. And when she finally replies, it's with one-word answers that feel colder than winter air. Sure. Okay. Later. This isn't busyness. It's a quiet withdrawal dressed in routine. The digital world never lies. It mirrors emotional priorities. The person she texts first in the morning and last at night holds the spot you once did. Now, her phone is her escape route, not her connection to you. It's where she laughs again, flirts again, feels alive again, just not with you. Gossip detail? Her stories start to shift. You'll catch small things. A photo of wine glasses, but only one is visible. A song lyric about starting over. A post captioned, "Peace looks good on me." Those aren't coincidences. They're breadcrumbs for someone specific, not you, but the new audience she's curating her life for. When you ask about it, she'll act confused. It's just a quote. You're overthinking. It's social media, don't take it seriously. But the truth is, she's already communicating, just not with words. Every post, every emoji, every half-smile selfie is coded messaging. It's how modern detachment hides in plain sight. Psychologically, this is called digital distancing. When a woman wants space but fears confrontation, she rewrites her identity online first. Her posts start sounding independent, her captions grow vague, and her replies shrink in size. It's not rejection, it's rehearsal. She's soft-launching her new life while you're still clinging to the old one. You'll feel it most at night, when she's scrolling in bed, laughing at her screen, facing away from you. That glow isn't just the phone light, it's the reflection of her new attention source. The painful truth, you don't lose her all at once. You lose her message by message, emoji by emoji, silence by silence. And when her online world no longer includes you, that's not distance, it's replacement in progress. Because the next sign isn't something you'll see at all. It's something your gut will feel before you can explain it. Sign 10. The gut instinct. When your body knows. Before your mind. Does you can't explain it, but something inside you feels off. The air between you two has changed. Heavier, quieter, colder. She's right there beside you, scrolling through her phone, humming to a song, smiling like everything's fine. Yet every instinct in your body screams that it's not. That's not paranoia. That's intuition. Your mind's final alarm when the truth's been denied too long. It's the late-night restlessness, the way your chest tightens when she laughs at her screen, the sudden urge to check her messages, not because you're suspicious, but because your subconscious already knows what your heart refuses to accept. Your body feels what your mind can't process yet. Her energy is gone, and she's already somewhere else. Psychologically, intuition is pattern recognition without language. Your brain has noticed every change, the tone, the distance, the subtle indifference, and it's trying to tell you in the only way it can: unease. That knot in your stomach is data. It's the sound of your instincts whispering, "This isn't the woman you knew." You'll second-guess yourself, of course. You'll tell yourself you're imagining it, that maybe you're just stressed or insecure, because facing the truth feels like failure, and men are taught to fix things, not feel them. But some things can't be fixed. They can only be seen. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Gossip-style detail. You'll catch a glimpse of a new perfume bottle on her dresser, a song you've never heard playing from her playlist, a name you can't quite place on her phone screen. Tiny things, harmless things, yet your body reacts instantly, like it's reading between the lines she won't let you see. That's not overthinking, that's knowing. Because when a woman has emotionally left, she doesn't have to announce it. Her absence speaks in frequencies your logic can't block out. Your intuition isn't paranoia, it's protection. The truth your gut delivers may hurt, but it will never lie to you. So, when that voice inside you whispers, "Something's wrong," don't silence it. It's not fear, it's clarity trying to set you free. And once you finally trust it, you'll realize the silence was never peace. It was the sound of goodbye. See you in the next video.